In the back of my mind, I've always known about Conquest Reforged. It's a crazy mod that adds thousands of blocks and items to the game, and, well, it looks pretty scary. But today, I'm finally going to learn it and spend 10 hours straight building a super detailed village, so let's get to it. Alright, and here we are in our Conquest Reforged world. Oh my god, dude, look at these cows, dude. This bro's got like 8 different segments in his neck alone. What the hell's going on? Stop looking at me, I just want to look at you. Okay, bro, you're pissing me off now. Dude, these cows look so good. Look at that. Okay, enough about the cows. Let's try and find a nice, suitable location to start building our super detailed village here. Oh, now this spot right here has already got the ideas flowing, okay? I will say I have 0 plans whatsoever when it comes to building this. I have also, oh my god. Are you seeing that? 45 pages of pure shit. Look at all this stuff. Oh my, look at that. There's archways and stuff. Look at this. I honestly, I have no idea the amount of, oh my god, dude, this is gonna be actually crazy. So if we wanted to build some kind of archway, there we go. There's a nice archway. Dude, that's so like weird and cool. I love that you can just build stuff like that. That's crazy. So yeah, this area I'm liking a lot, and it's giving me ideas for maybe like kind of a seaside village slash fishing village. Honestly, I have no idea, but let's first head into Axiom. I, of course, do have Axiom. Let's give me the freaking tutorial, man. Okay, so first things first, I want to kind of round off this landscape a bit. So we're, of course, going to grab out the old elevation tool, set it to flatten, and I'm just going to pull this landscape out and kind of just make it a bit better, you know? Just overall, just better. Okay, that's looking good. We do have like a big mound in the middle here that's kind of pissing me off right now. So let's get rid of this as well. And yeah, so this town's going to be very, very like, I'm going to try and make it as realistic as I can as well. So I want like a realistic layout. I feel like we could leave it like this for now. That's looking pretty cool. All right, let's change some of these blocks over to grass. So we got the painter tool here, and then we're just going to paint our grass blocks over. But yeah, there is our terrain coming along nicely. We do need to use the biome painter tool because we have some like river kind of running through here. We're going to set this over to plains, fill this bad boy vertically, and we're just going to paint this grass around here. And there we go. Now that is normally colored. I think just to top it off for now, we'll grab some sand and we'll kind of paint in a little bit of a shoreline. I feel will look quite nice around this. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice looking area. Okay, let's finally get started building. So I'm thinking first off, let's just get started with a dock, okay? We're gonna build everything out from this dock, I reckon. And so this is where the fun begins. So over in the creative menu, we do have kind of, what the hell? The combat tab has blocks in it. The food and drink tab, bro, it's got blocks in it. What's going on here? Oh man, this is gonna be tough. I found a couple of wood blocks here, which look quite interesting. Bundled firewood. Oh my god, that looks sick. Wall of oak logs. Dude, there's so much stuff here. Like, I feel like I probably should have tried to at least learn a little bit of this before I started, but oh, look at these steps too. Bro, I need this like zoomed up so I can actually see shit. Oh, actually, we can do that with the GUI scale. Oh, this feels so weird to play with, but we can actually see the blocks now. Holy crap. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like I feel overburdened. Maybe let's take it down 1. That's, okay, that's better. That's like a happy middle ground there. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these blocks. We got a bundled firewood block, wall of oak logs. Bro, that looks so good. Let's take a look at these. Wooden support frame. What's this? Wooden beam vertical. Dude, you can like, oh my god, that's crazy. Look at all the orientations. Okay, this is nuts, dude. So like, I don't even know the best way to start like a wooden dock, man. Okay, I just spent like 10 minutes just going through all different wood things, and I've got a bunch of stuff to try. So I'm thinking first off, we can have like an elevated dock here with some, you know, some of these bad boys situated. Then we can probably make the dock out of these oak wood plank slabs. That is very thin though. God's sake. Let's take a look at these plank boards. Oh, they look pretty good. They actually have supports running underneath, so we may use that. Okay, I'm liking the look of that. That's looking good. The next thing that I definitely want to do is incorporate these. So, that kind of sucks. We're going to have to like, okay, maybe we just keep it like that so that that can actually go through it like that and actually look like a dock. But that's looking pretty nice so far. Dude, there's so much stuff here. It's actually crazy. We got like, what the hell is this, dude? It's like an anvil, but wood. I've also got this one, wooden wooden rail. Okay, so that's a super nice little like walkway. Oh my god, that's perfect. Okay, we're definitely going to use that in this dock here. So let's continue building this out. I want like a nice kind of main dock, maybe out to here. We're gonna of course clone these along. Dude, how nice are these? Like they don't connect up to each other or to the blocks and stuff like fences would. That's so good, man. All right, we're gonna have a step down from one of these. Oh, it's a bit weird that it kind of cuts into that, but whatever, man. Then from this, we're gonna have our wooden rail. So just having like such an overwhelming amount of like options makes it very, very hard to build in this. Because like you don't know if you're doing like the best thing that you could be doing, you know what I'm saying? Like just the amount of options you have is kind of crazy. But that actually looks quite nice there already. But I don't know how I'm liking this, man. This does look a bit strange. We might need to change that over to these ones instead. All right, now I think it is time to get started detailing this. And so this is where, man, this is where it gets tricky. Where are the detailing blocks? I just want a page full of detailing blocks. Like look at the amount of stuff. Like I'm scrolling as fast as I can here. And you can see that scroll bar is barely going down, man. It's just kind of like scary how much crap there is. Look at all the different, these are like tree. Okay, I need to stop freaking out and we need to start like detailing stuff. All right, so first thing I want is like a lantern. This one, that's just the normal lantern. That's apparently a small lantern. That's a lot bigger than the normal one. And a Victorian lantern, that is still too big. We've also got a candle in a lantern. Can we light it? Oh, we can. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, now for more details. Oh, look at these barrels. We've got proper like actual barrels. Wooden crate of food. Okay, let's just play around with some of these. So I got a rope pulley. I felt that could be nice for like a nice detail for freaking like a crane or something. And now we've got barrels. Oh my god, they're quite big. They are huge. Why are they so big, dude? Tall barrel. Oh my god, that's... Okay. Some buckets. They're all very huge, man. Jesus. Chest. Can you actually use it? Oh, you can just open it and close it. That's pretty cool, though. So these details are all a bit too big to put onto the dock, which is a bit annoying. We've got crates of food, and you can change what's in there. Small barrels. Oh, that's so... Okay, that might work perfectly. If we put that on here, there we go. We can have, like, 2 there, 1 here. Yes, okay. Dude, these details are actually, like, crazy. Let's see if there's any fish-related stuff. Hanging fish, that might be a good detail. Full barrel of fish. You beauty. Okay, we're changing the fruit over to fish. Bang, bang. That's exactly what we need. I've also got another lamp to see if this one looks good. Oh, it does, but it doesn't glow like the other lanterns do. So, nah, sorry, buddy. What else have we got? Hanging fish. Oh, okay, so that's just like a... Oh. Bro, okay, I just got the best idea. We have one of these that goes up higher, and then we need something to like hang this off of. That's gonna look good. Fishing rod on the ground. Okay, that's literally just like a sprite on the ground, dude. That, I don't think that would look good. Look at that. You can like put these blocks together and like scale them up. That's actually crazy. Oh, dude. Okay, I've just gone with these old oak wood plank slabs to hang this fish. It's the best thing I can find that kind of works with our bundled firewood pillars. But dude, this dock already is looking actually kind of crazy. Okay, there's a literal rat. What the fuck? There is a rat. I need to see what this looks like. What the... Bro, it like faces you. And why is there 2 of them? Okay, he's gone. What the... Dude, it's literally just a rat. This mod is actually kind of crazy, dude. What the hell? All right, let's get a couple of boats and see how they look. Okay, they don't look any different. They're normal. And there we go. There is the center, like not the centerpiece, but like kind of the dock of the village, I guess. Okay. Okay, I just spent like probably another like 30 minutes just going through all of the different stone blocks, and I found this one, limestone fan pattern. This looks like a really nice kind of medieval style pathway block. And so what I'm gonna do is connect our dock up and start actually building out, you know, the pathway for the thing, okay? And so there's actually a bunch of different types of this block. So we've obviously got stairs, we've got a vertical slab, which, bro, you can just stack, you can make as thick as you want. That's actually, it's just insane. Now what I'm really hoping for is that you can do that same thing with the slab on the bottom, please. Oh my god, you can. Bro, that's nuts. So we got quarter slabs that you can do the same thing with, and then an 1/8 slab. Okay, you can't do it with that. That's fine, but... And then we also have this. Oh my god, it's just insane. So with the pathway, instead of just having like a slab like that takes you up, you can incrementally slope it up. Dude, I've got to get into gamer stance to just figure this out. Okay, so if we start it back here, so you can kind of just... I don't even know like how to do this. It's just crazy. This is on a whole nother level that I just can't comprehend right now. Like, dude, I don't know what to do, okay? This is too hard for me. My little brain just can't handle this. But there we go. There's like a bit of a slope. Now we need to figure out kind of how we're gonna lay this town out. And to do that, we're gonna head into Axiom. We're gonna get the path tool and actually kind of pray that this works. So let's get the fan pattern. Okay, so this is how we're gonna be creating the pathway for the village. So I reckon we have this extend up to here, like so, and then we'll have this kind of wrap around this way and kind of follow along this shape of this like land here. Then I think we'll obviously have the path go out this way too. And actually, I really want to put a house like kind of here, just on the edge of the water here. So let's use the elevation tool to kind of just give us a little bit more land to work with. Something like that. We will need to extend our grass over as well. I also think a house right here is going to look good. So let's flatten off this area too. So we'll have a house here, and then I want our path to extend up over this way and kind of maybe like wrap around and incorporate a couple more houses here. Dude, I don't think 10 hours is enough to kind of just figure all of this out, man. It's just crazy. So let's have our path incrementally go up over this way. This is actually such a nice feature though. It's like basically the snow layers, and you can just use that to make the smoothest pathway you can. I reckon we'll just leave it at that for now. And I think it is time to get started on the first house, which I'm very scared to do. So let me grab a bunch of different blocks and I'll be back in a second. All right, so I've got a bunch of light limestone brick blocks. And so we're gonna build the first story of this house here. And I'm thinking I want like a nice kind of arched entrance to like the bottom floor. Okay, that's already the wrong arch. There's so many different arch variants, like I don't know what the hell I'm fucking doing here, man. Okay, let's try this one. Bang. There we go. Get our arch created like that. So that's gonna be the entrance to kind of the workshop of the house, I guess. So I've also got this window frame block. So I guess we'll put this on this end here, and that gives us like a nice little kind of bottom floor window going. Okay, there we go. That's our floor plan done. So that's our entrance to the bottom floor. I think to the second floor, I want to have a staircase maybe going up along this side. So we may have to get rid of this window and just make this into a full wall. Let's stack this out to just quickly create this, and we'll add some details on. I reckon on this side, we'll get in some windows here. Bang, bang. Let's see how that looks from outside. It's all right. It'd be good if I could extend these up, but I don't think they're gonna just oh, they do. You beauty. That's exactly what I want. Oh, okay, that's so good. Now we do have like all of these like pillar blocks that, oh my God, they scale out in size too. Wait, could I have done that with this over here? Oh my God, you can. I can make these thicker. Oh, does it look better though? No, I think it looks better thinner. Okay, so for our staircase, let's get it started right here. And this will extend, of course, up to yonder. I need to figure out which kind of platform block is going to work the best. Kind of like how that extends out a little bit. Okay, I've had a change of heart. I've just gone ahead and changed all of these blocks over to something a little bit more kind of like cobbly, like this granite cobble. And now for the second floor, I'm going to try using this plastered lime mortar masonry, okay? And so what I actually want to do with this second layer is kind of have it, you know, extending outwards, probably just in the front and back, I reckon. And then I want some kind of like wood detail to add under this, but I feel like that it just sticks out too far. Like we could use these to make it look way better, but the only problem is I want to use these wood beam things like on top of it to add in some detail, but you can't. It's going to be floating out like that, you know? So it kind of sucks. Maybe we just have this on the same layer. We could try and separate these layers with these wooden beam things to rotate it around like that. And then I'm just going to stack this down. And at least that way we kind of have that separation there. And yeah, now looking at some like kind of reference of some actual old medieval style houses, they do have a lot of these like beams. So that's what I'm going to try and replicate here. The only annoying thing is that I wish I could just... I might try and make this stick out and just see what I can do. Oh, actually, I've just gotten a really good idea for something that we could do. Okay, let's delete this. We could use one of those like weird oak wood beam things. Yeah, these, the plank boards. Something like that, maybe. So there's like a nice support there. And because that's like overhanging, we could maybe be... No, we can't really do that. We could do that, but it only goes out one block. Bro, this is so hard. Like, it just sucks that this block has this such a big overhang that you can't get rid of, because that's like perfect. Okay, I've got something figured out that looks quite nice as well. So I've ended up using these beam things, and then we've got the beam horizontal kind of sticking out here. And what we could do, maybe like alternate these down like that. Dude, that looks crazy. And then I've also got these beams going across here, for even more freaking detail, man. The only problem is I don't think we're going to be able to connect vertical beams up to this. Oh, we can, but we can't have it going across there. No, that actually stinks really bad. This is like ridiculous how like challenging this actually is to build with. Just to create like a simple build, but adding the detail on, like it's just crazy the knowledge you have to have with this mod. Like, oh my God, kid. Yeah, this kid's got a full mouthful. He's got one whole pizza slice in his mouth, don't you? Say yes. God, get away from me. Oh, actually, okay, I may have just thought of something. What if we put them on this layer? Oh, God, but it's just too thick. No, it might still work, but at least that'll allow us to make some of these like kind of vertical ones like this. I'm sure there's like 100,000 better ways I could do this, but I just do not have enough experience with this mod to figure it out, you know? Get another one of these on this side, and that's where we can like add our windows in. Right there and there. Okay, here's the detail coming along so far. This is actually just insane how, like, when I thought of this video, I didn't think it would get this in depth, but here we are, okay? So we got beam vertical quarters here. We've got beam lintels here. We've got beam boards, and we've got horizontal, dude, it's just, like, it's just ridiculous, the amount of crap. Okay, but this is looking pretty good so far, man. The only thing I don't think we can do is like diagonal ones. That would be so nice if we could get diagonal ones, but I don't know if that's possible or how you would do it. So yeah, these like vertical quarter things are coming in pretty clutch here. So we can add them on these corners, and we can also scale them out a bit more so that they're like the perfect size here, like that. And there we go, dude. Look at how detailed that is. That's just nuts, man. The only thing I'm thinking is maybe we could get some better windows. I wonder what kind of windows are in this. Okay, I have figured out the windows. Ended up just using these small diamond pattern glass windows, okay? And they look really nice. I think they suit perfectly. I've just gone ahead and cloned this and pasted it on the back as well. So the back is all done. Now we just have the sides to do, which, yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do this. But first of all, of course, we need to get a bit of a doorway added in. Tall Baroque oak door. How big actually are these? Dude, that's huge. So that's actually like a big oak double door. That's so nice though. That'd actually look really good down here if we had this. Oh, bro, okay, that's perfect. Holy crap. That's staying there. We need something a bit more modest for this, for the second floor opening though. Just a single kind of oak door like that. We could do something like this maybe. We just have like a big beam going across horizontally. Yeah, man, this is so hard because, you know, one of these takes up this whole block, so you can't add any vertical stuff there. It makes it such a challenge. So yeah, so we can't. Oh, we can do that actually, but then we can't have that going across there. So once again, I'm gonna play around with all of these freaking different beams and stuff and try and get a design figured out real quick. All right, dude, there is all of the walls done. I ended up going with a design kind of like this. It's a little bit weird, but it's the best I could really do. I think this side definitely looks a lot better, but we had to obviously incorporate the door here. Maybe it does look better like that. It's just annoying that I just can't get a bar there. I don't know how to, so we'll just live with it like that. It's fine. Now, I think it is time to get started on the roof. Yeah, I'm pretty scared for this. There's a lot of different blocks that we can use for the roof. Now, if we just take a look at this oak wood section, we've got all different kinds of like, these kind of like corner blocks, and we've got obviously the stairs. So we could definitely do like a vertical slab style roof. We could do them on this side and get kind of like a steep roof like that. I also saw, if we type in roof, there's actual just wooden roof. Oh, it's roof supports. Let's see what these look like. Oh, okay, so I think those go like on the underside of the roof. I don't really know because they don't really have tiles on them, but that would be super cool if we could use that for the roof. Okay, I've decided we're gonna have a wood trim. All right, give me a minute. Once again, I'm gonna play around with a bunch of different things. I'll probably get this as a time lapse because I feel like this will probably be a bit more interesting to watch as a time lapse, so let's get to it. All right, holy crap, was this roof a challenge. I legit spent 40 minutes on this alone, just constantly changing the design and trying something else, but yeah, it just was not working out or looking good in the end. So after trying about 600 designs, I just settled on this one, which is a bit simplistic, but it works. I also added some dormers in, which definitely elevated the design a bit. Okay, and there it is. There is our house so far. This roof, yeah, like I said in the time lapse, it is very simplistic, but it is still using, you know, some of the special blocks. We just have regular old stairs, but then we have these kind of, I don't know, they're like eighth quarter slab thing in there. So it is a little bit thinner than it normally would be in vanilla, which is still pretty cool. And then these dormers as well, these are pretty special. I actually really love how these turned out. Now it is definitely time to get a little bit of a chimney in. So I went ahead and found this pipe block here, and taking a look in this, I looked up smoke, and there actually is just like a smoke block. So we're gonna try this out, and just see how it goes. And we'll probably get this up to like here, and we'll chuck on the smoke. Oh yeah, okay. So that actually doesn't go up very high, but that, yeah, that's all right. I don't know, that's all right. That kind of works. And yeah, so that is kind of the base of the medieval house done. Now it is of course time to get some detail work added in. So first of all, along here, I want to get like a bit of a railing of sorts added. Now maybe if we try connecting it, let's move this one up. Bang, there we go. We've got our railing added in. Beauty. All right, continuing on with the external details. Let's maybe actually try...
Daddy?
Yes? What happened? We could definitely use some lanterns in here. So let's take a look at our lighting options. That's all right, we can get it offset there. That looks pretty cool. Let's chuck an iron door. No, we can't. Damn it. Okay, it's too big anyway. That's fine. It's annoying that we can't really do much with this area because it's all just, you know, we can't hang stuff from here because all the blocks are taken up by other crap. It's a bit frustrating, to be quite frank. But at least, look at that. We can hang lanterns on the sides of stuff here, which is pretty nice. We might get 2 of those on, light those up too. Bang, bang. Then we can, of course, just scatter around a bunch of different details. So I'm going to spend some time going through these, and I'll just grab like a bunch of different things, and we'll place them around. So give me a second. All right, I've got a bunch of detailing blocks, and I feel like this is probably going to be like the main fisherman's kind of house. And so we're basing our details around that. So let's first of all, maybe get a cart on the beach here, as if, you know, this guy is carting the fish to and fro his house. And so that might be a nice little bit of a detail to add. I don't think this wheel's actually really going to work anywhere. Let's grab this small barrel detail and maybe add some of these on here. Just 2 like that, and then we can get a barrel of fish. And now it kind of looks like this is just weirdly like floating. So I reckon what we could do to make it look like it's like kind of holding it up. Yeah, that's cool. Now, another cool thing is that there's actually these layer blocks. So what we could do is maybe find like a grass layer, and we can just put this on here and make like another one of these like slopes, as if this is where he kind of carts the freaking crap up to, you know what I'm saying? Now up here would be where he kind of stores the fish and maybe cuts them outside because it gets stinky, you know? So there's a bit of a cutting board. I've also just removed some of these planks here so we can actually add in these hanging details, like maybe some hanging fish. Then we've also got some barrels full of fish that we can sprinkle around, some small barrel details, even a hanging net or 2 we could get like kind of up here. Then also we can get like a little kind of outdoor chair. Let's just put that there. That works. Now I need a test. Can you actually, yep, you can sit in them. That's freaking sweet. Now I feel like actually this area won't be grass. It'd be more like a gravel kind of block. Let's replace all of this ground with the freaking layer thing, with the brown gravel, and we'll get the layer blocks added back in too. Now I want like there's no knives unfortunately, so maybe there's like a dagger, a rack of daggers. Yeah, that works. That actually works perfectly. So that's like kind of his tools that he uses to chop the fish up and stuff. That is freaking perfect, man. Okay, once again, I've just gone through all the detailing blocks here and just kind of picked out what might fit well in here. So I think the best thing might be a bit of a signpost. Can we can't even toggle it off, man. Oh, okay, there we go. We just destroy the bottom one. I've also got a burlap sack. Oh, that's so cool how it like stacks and then, dude, okay. I've got a rock ladder. Yeah, that's not... I was hoping I could place that down because there is a rock detail. Unfortunately, they're not really like everything else. They're kind of like flowers. How, you know, like when you... They kind of depend on what square they're actually in. We've got clothesline here, which might be kind of cool. Hanging between buildings and stuff. I don't know if we can actually use that for this one. Maybe let's just get a burlap sack in here. Then I've also found... Look at this. We've got flies. How good is that? There would definitely be flies floating around all this crap. Maybe if you just put it directly above the fish barrels and maybe below the fish here, it kind of makes sense. Oh my god, dude, look at that squid. That actually looks like a squid. That's nuts. But dude, those flies, that's so cool. Now I think, oh yeah, we could maybe add some clotheslines on the side of this house here. And then we can connect this up to like a fence of sorts. Okay, oh my god, dude. This, it's crazy how long this takes. But I've also just decided on adding like a little bit more support kind of on the underside of this. I think that looks a lot better. So I've just added this beam on this side as well. But yeah, dude, I think this house is honestly, it's, It's nearing completion. As for our little clothesline over here, man, I spent like 20 minutes on this too. I just ended up getting a regular fence and I just debug sticked it so it sticks out and actually connects to it, man. Because, dude, that was a pain in the ass. Honestly, I think the external of this house is done. This has taken way too long, man. I think it's finally time to get on into the inside and start detailing all of this crap. Okay, I've got a bunch of different blocks now and I think it is time to get started. So basically this bottom floor I'm thinking is going to be like kind of a cookery slash storery area. I also went ahead and found a better stool for out here that looks way better. Hell yeah. Okay. So yeah, down here, I want like a bunch of kitchen kind of blocks essentially. So we've got like a stove, we've got a pot. I want to get like a big table over here too. I've also found this cast iron pan. Oh, dude, that looks so good on top of there. Hell yeah, dude. We've also got some cabinets we could chuck up here. I reckon we chuck a stool in front of this. We've also got a washing tub. Oh, that's quite big. Let's get some tools up here. Okay, actually even found an even better stool. There we go. I'm just going to replace these again. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. Just having that roundness. I don't know. It looks good. Okay, next we've got a little bit of a candelabrum. Also just going to quickly ignite that too. Oh, that looks good. I've also got maybe like a bottle of wine that we can put over here. Now over in this corner, I'm feeling like storage is going to be the way to go. But the annoying thing is I don't want it to cover the windows. There's also this clothes hanger, which has a couple of toggleable versions, which we could kind of, yeah, that looks pretty cool. And then maybe we could get a tool rack underneath that. Oh, I feel like it would make sense to have it over here. Maybe let's just get like another little table here and chuck them on top of that. That looks quite nice. There we go. There's a cute detailed little under area down here. We might even be able to get some more stuff in on the walls. Dude, this is so nice. I love this, dude. Okay, it's time to go upstairs. We're done with downstairs. Let's go up. Let's head on inside and figure out what we're going to do with here. Once again, I'm going to grab a bunch of detail blocks. I'll be right back. All right, I've got my first round of detailing blocks here. So I want to add like maybe a bit of a double bed here. At the foot of this bed, we could have like a chest or two. I reckon would look quite cool. Oh, that looks good. Sweet. Okay, I reckon we could also get some candles behind the bed. Maybe just one candle and ignite it. Now, I've just got a couple of random detailing blocks for on top of here. I feel like this would be like a nice shelf just for some like, I don't know, random crap. I've also got like a broom. I feel like over here somewhere, maybe like here, we could get like a table with some chairs. Okay, here's the rest of my details and I know exactly where I'm going to put them. All right, so leather boots right here and in this variant specifically. Okay, next up, gold coins. Bro, look at that. That looks so good. Okay, then we get a little bit of a painting. Oh, bro. Yes. I think that's everything. I've incorporated everything. That's our interior. Oh, I think we need a bearskin rug. Chuck him right there. Perfect. Okay, that is a nice, cozy little fisherman's interior right there. You have no idea how long this one build has taken. It's kind of crazy. Like, I feel like this has taken longer than my actual display entity houses, if you remember those. But it should only get faster from here because now that I have experience in actually making this, you know, all this crap, I mean, it's still not perfect. Like, I just wish I could get that to go there and over there. I just want to get a display entity and add it in there, but I don't want to do that, okay? Because then I'm just going to start using them everywhere. I've probably spent, I'm going to say 4 or 5 hours just on this bit, which is kind of crazy. So I think I might make maybe 1 or 2 more house variants, and we're probably going to paste those around everywhere, or else it's just, we're not going to get it done in the time limit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, looking good so far. Dude, I just discovered that there's actually pages here, and they're all sorted in like storage, appliances, dude, lighting. Oh, bro, I would have been using this the whole time if I'd known this was actually here. And it's just so hard to see these little arrow buttons, dude. But so what I actually want to turn my attention over to is the actual water here. I feel like there's going to be so many details we can add. Especially, I just discovered that there's also sand layers. Like, look at this. We can layer the beach and make it look like super smooth. Oh, dude, this is going to be crazy, okay? But yeah, so we can detail the shoreline with this stuff and it's gonna look so good, man. There's even, oh, look at that. They have little stems actually coming up. That is insanely good. Okay, I think I'm gonna get a time lapse done of me just kind of decorating probably from like yonder over to about yay. Let's get to it. All right, there is our fully decorated shoreline. Dude, it looks so, like, insanely good. I just can't believe it. These little, like, reeds sticking out of the ground look so good, along with those lily pads. Yeah, just so good, man. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what happened to me just there. But now I think what I want to do is actually start making some market stalls in this little strip of land along here. I feel like it's just the perfect fit. And, you know, maybe the fisherman, he owns a little market stall right here, so it just makes sense, okay? So, okay, once again, I'm gonna go through all of this different crap and try and find kind of the best combination of blocks to make some market stalls. So give me a second here. Okay, I've got 2 different hotbar slot saves of crap, and this one has a bunch of wool. So it's time to get started on, you know, some stuff. So... already, I kind of want this to be in the middle. God damn it. And now we kind of need to connect these two with some carpets, or some wool, sorry. And then it kind of just goes down like that. So we can actually achieve that pretty easily with some vertical slabs. Bro, this is going to look so good. And then we could even have like a little bit of an overhang there. Oh, yes. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Dude, how good does that look for a little market stall right there? That's nuts. I think what might even look better is kind of tattering it at the back, so it's like a little bit, you know, like that. Okay, now it's time to get some details added in, of course. So let's go to my second hotbar slot where I've got a bunch of different things. Oh yeah, there we go. So now we've got like a little frame actually holding this up. That looks super good. All right, so first detail, of course, some barrels of fish. This is like going to be the main thing being actually sold here. Then we could get some like empty crates out the front. We're definitely going to need some hanging fish up in here, okay? Then off to the side, we'll have some storage barrels, of course. We'll get some frickin' flies in here, okay? They're just, you can't get rid of them, all right? It's just how it is. And then I reckon just a rack of tools at the back here that the, you know, the dude would use to sort out the fish and stuff. But dude, what a market stall and a half that is. That looks so good. That is, I just can't believe how awesome that looks. Now for these next ones, we can definitely duplicate this, but I do want to get a secondary type of market stall as well, like more of kind of an established one built predominantly out of wood, I reckon. Okay, I've got some different blocks and I think I know exactly how this is gonna look, okay? So first, we're gonna get this block here, the oak wood beam vertical. It's pretty nice because you can toggle between a few different states as seen here. But we want this one first and foremost, all the way up to here, and then we're gonna toggle it over to that one. Then on the back side, we're gonna get the same thing built, just kind of mirrored. And then I reckon this roof wood support is gonna fit in absolutely perfectly, okay, mate? We're gonna place one there, and then we're gonna place one here. Bro. Look at how good that looks. Yeah, James, you say bro. Like that. Dude, look at how good that looks. Then what we should be able to do is put a table maybe at the back here. And then we can, like in this one, we can have stuff in the front and then stuff on the table. I reckon maybe let's get like a fruit stall. Let's just search fruit and see what comes up. All right, our detailing blocks have been obtained. So on the roof here, I reckon we could probably get some hanging bananas and some hanging carrots, okay? Okay, now as for down here, we do have a lot of different crates of stuff. So I reckon first crate of food back here. Then I reckon we get some like empty ones around here too, just to kind of encapsulate the area. On top of this, maybe some apples. Then I reckon what we do is we just sprinkle a bunch more of this stuff around. And then we have a nice little fruit stall. Hell yeah, dude. That looks so good. So there we go. I think that's our 2 different styles of market stall there. That looks so good, man. That looks awesome. I want to take a look from over here. So what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate these 2 designs. For this one, I'm going to obviously change the colors of the wall here as I duplicate. So I'm going to get started creating this actual marketplace area. So let's get to it. So for the next stall, I ended up going with our board game shop, and the next one, a little bit of a candle store. Once those 2 were completed, I headed to the opposite side of the path and began creating a pottery store with heaps of scattered pots, followed by an antique shop to the right. After a bit of adjusting, I moved on to a clock store, and then for the final one, I definitely felt the town needed a tool seller, so there it is. Oh, dude, this marketplace turned out so good. I need to actually get rid of all this grass on the pathway. What the hell? Man, I just love being able to have different stalls selling different stuff, you know? It just looks so good. But I think what it is now time to do is stop putting it off and design another house over here. So obviously, we're going to get something very similar to what we have existing, but probably in just like a bit of a different shape. Maybe because we have a bit of a smaller area, we could do kind of a square shape building. So you know what? Let's maybe just clone this entire thing over. And then, because we have like we have a 2-block overhang just at the front. I reckon what we could try is have a 1-block overhang around the entire thing. So I think it's time for yet another time lapse. let's get to it. Okie dokie, so first and foremost, I continued building up all the wooden supports along the top walls of the house, along with starting on the roof design. I really wanted to make an attic window work, but I just couldn't get it looking nice, unfortunately, and after completing the roof, I worked on some outside details. After scattering some barrels and sacks around, I moved on to the first floor interior, deciding to make this a pottery workshop complete with a pottery wheel, kiln, and plenty of pots scattered around the place. With the first floor now done, I headed upstairs to the living quarters and spent some time getting a nice lavish layout set up, complete with a reading chair, fancy bed, heaps of paintings and wall decorations, and even a wolf pelt rug. Alright, and there is the new house fully completed. Let's just take a quick little tour through this place. Man, I love this downstairs floor with all the pots and everything everywhere, and the smelting setup. It looks awesome. Upstairs, dude, even better. Oh my god, look at this place. I love it so much. And then we've got plenty more pots scattered around the place because, you know, like some pottery guy lives here or something. Maybe he owns this like stall down at the end here with all the pots and stuff. You know, we're setting up a bit of the story here, okay? And well, continuing on the story, I think this little stall right here needs definitely a blacksmith building. And I think right behind the market area here is the perfect spot for it. I reckon what we could do is add a little bit of an alleyway kind of path going through here. Oh, that's gonna be perfect, I think, that one. Bro, that looks so good. The mossy cobblestone coming in clutch right now. So first, I think let's get the blacksmith layout figured out. I do really want like a big open area out the front and then maybe the building behind it. Oh, we could even get like a nice little fence kind of wrapping around the area too. Okay, this on top of like a block, I think is going to be perfect. A little bit annoying that doesn't just connect up on its own, and it also makes the freaking block turn weird as well. That's all right. That's the price you pay, okay? For freaking beauty, man. Let's get the fence completed on this side, and then we can finally actually start working on some awesome details. I'm looking forward to that so bad, dude. All right, I've got a bunch of detailing blocks here to make an external kind of smeltery furnace thingamajig. All right, so there's that. We'll, of course, get like a top kind of portion added on. Then possibly what we could do, get this, and then we could also use a little bit of these, maybe, like that. Man, my explaining skills are just kind of off the charts at the moment. I hope you guys appreciate, you know, what I'm doing here. We want like a big thing that goes up from here. So now in here, for the actual kind of smelting block, I don't know whether we use just plain old lava. Let's see how that's gonna look. Yeah, oh, that does look quite nice, actually. All right, that looks pretty freaking good right there. Then, of course, we do have this smoke particle. This is gonna look so good right here. Oh, dude, look at that. It's like actually, you know, bubbling with stuff. Oh, that is so cool. No way, look at that. Oh, I just can't believe it, dude. It makes me want to cry how good this is, dude. I just can't believe it. All right, now for the fun part. It's time to add in like our anvils and all of our like dunking buckets and stuff like that. Oh, that's so good. We'll get some tools, okay? Like racks of, maybe like completed tools could go out here. Oh my God, how tall can we make this? Those are some big halberds, man. Holy crap. We'll get that up to there. That's a bit modest. That's a bit more modest there, I think. Okay, continuing on. I actually want to change this anvil over to this one just because, I don't know, I think it looks cooler, to be honest. Now, I also found this mechanical bellows. That is perfect. You know, that's how they make the fire get hotter and stuff. I also found a hammer, so we're going to chuck that on there. A fire shovel too. Maybe a nice spot could be right there, you know, scooping the logs, chucking them in. So let's get a couple of these crates scattered around, maybe some barrels as well. Maybe even some freaking more iron ore too. Oh, dude, that looks so good. All right, well, I regret to inform you there's no metal tables, so we're just going to use this one. It looks really good anyway. And then maybe we could add a bit of a small handcart here that he would use to move stuff. I don't know, dude. I don't know what blacksmiths do other than smack stuff with hammers, man. But what I do know is creating houses. So I think with this house, what might look cool is having actually the top floor be on the same level as the bottom floor. And maybe to make it a bit more interesting is we could add a little bit of a balcony overhanging this area here. Of course, we'll get this done as another time lapse of the exterior and the interior of, you know, the building here and at the top. So, let's get to it. All right, so continuing on with the wood framing around the top floor, I did have to alter the furnace slightly to get it working, and then I just went ahead and grabbed a roof from a previous house and slapped it on. I did the same thing to quickly and easily get more of the wood framing added on the walls, and then began changing up the furnace using some side stair blocks instead, which looks so much better. Onto the first floor interior, I added windows and then began just adding heaps of random details everywhere to make it feel like a storage/workspace. Heading on up to the living quarters, I first added a super detailed kitchen complete with hanging meats, a table set up with with a chessboard, bed area, grandfather clock, and heaps more random stuff scattered everywhere. Okay, and there it is. There is the completed blacksmith. Here's a quick look at the exterior. Oh my god, these windows, they didn't frickin'... I forgot I had no updates on, so it didn't really, like, you know, make it into a full window, but yeah, there's the outside looking pretty nice. I actually really like the look of this house, like not actually sticking out a block compared to the others. I don't know, I think it turned out pretty good. Here's a little bit of a look at the downstairs floor. We've got plenty of just tools, tables and grindstones, and man, just plenty of random crap everywhere. Heading on upstairs, we've got like a washing area. I love this kitchen setup as well. We've got like piles of logs and plates and frying pans, and then yeah, a sheepskin rug this time. And dude, I love the little chessboard too. It's so cute. And yeah, now what I think it is time to do for this town is to start duplicating some of these houses along this path. And yeah, we'll see where we go from there. I do of course want to add like plenty of details in the street as well. We're gonna have plenty of gaps and stuff where we're gonna have like hand carts, wheelbarrows, barrels, and all that kind of stuff. I'm super excited to get all that done. So once again, let's get started on another time lapse right now. First of all, I went ahead and placed a house right here and adjusted the pathways around it to make it fit. I then worked on changing the outside decorations to reflect on the house owner's occupation, winemaking. I then simply repeated this process, pasting houses in the best spots I could find and changing the exterior details. Once I was happy with the houses, I next began scattering various storage blocks throughout the village in between the houses, along with getting this campsite built beside the blacksmith. I then found this round wood block and fancy branches and began creating a pretty cursed looking custom tree. And now it was on to adding the final details like plenty of bushes, more various detailing blocks, and tidying up the landscape. Alright, and there we have it. The village is now fully completed, and man, this thing turned out so freaking good, man. Just look at this. Like, I've wanted to build a village like this for so long. I love the details and everything, and the house has just turned out perfectly, and the placement is so good. And this market stall area too, man, I love, like, just, I think my favorite thing has got to be these little freaking flies, man. It's just such an awesome touch. All right, and so, like always, if you want to download this world and explore it for yourself, be sure to check out my Patreon, as the download will be up over there. If you want to watch me create a big-ass city in a style I've never tried, be sure to check out this video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.